Okay, for the vertical line test for this graph, I'm just going to sketch a couple straight up and down lines through my graph. Alright, vertical is straight up and down. Sketch a couple through in various places along the x-axis. And now I got to say, okay, this line, this first line I'm looking at, it only hits it once. This second line only hits my graph once. Could you guys stop it? Each time the graph only hits it once, then so far, okay, that's a function. That is only hitting once. And again, we're comparing this vertical line we just drew to the graph. We don't need to worry about the x and y coordinates, just the curve or line on the graph. So hit it once, 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 hit it once. This is a function. If you found one that hits it twice, write not function. But if you were working with I, this one's a function. We're going to record that down here in number 2. Put the letter I in the box that says function. I'm going to set I aside for a minute because I want to show you one that's not a function. Did somebody find one by accident? J. Let's see if I can find J. Here's J. So if we put vertical lines through J, you don't even really need that many. You just need the first one. Vertical lines, again, are straight up and down. And the test looks for where is that yellow hitting the graph. And right there, it comes down, hits it once on the top, and another time on the bottom. Same thing right here, right there, right there. This one's hitting it twice. This yellow line goes through once right here and again right there. That makes it not a function. Okay, so vertical line test, again, you have to use up and down. It's not a horizontal line test, it's a vertical line test. And it's a test for determining a special category of these graphs that are called functions. But I'm going to put a J over here at the bottom of the page in the 2 boxes. So far I have I as a function, J as a not a function. You're going to do more of these in a minute, but there's one more set of terms you need to learn. One is domain and range, one is function, and one is discrete and continuous. Let's see here. Wyatt, could you read for us a discrete graph?
A discrete graph is a graph of isolated points. A continuous graph is a graph of points that are connected by a line or smooth curve on the graph. Continuous graphs have no breaks.
Okay, so discrete and continuous are 2 terms that are going to be used to describe categories of graphs. Here's discrete. What's discrete about this? The dots. This is U, and I'm going to label it discrete. Any of the ones with dots, they have isolated spots or chunks, little tiny chunks that make up their graph, versus something like N. I found N. That's one smooth line. So instead of discrete, what would we call N? The opposite of discrete was, we're going to label N with continuous. All right. So 2 new terms here are discrete. All the dotted ones are discrete because it jumps from one point to the next. Continuous is a smoothish line graph. All right. I'm going to set those aside. Now, Number 1. We're going to analyze the 4 graphs Judy grouped together. Do you think the graphs she grouped are functions? Explain how you determined. We have to flip back a page for Judy's graphs. Okay. E, function or not a function? Vertical lines. Is it hitting more than once?
Yeah.
Not function. Anytime straight up and down hits it more than once. How about J? We already said J was a not. Anytime straight up and down hits it more than once, not function. That was flipping back one page. That's 31. Okay, N. Uh-oh, what do you see? Not function. No, we're finding another pattern that could have been something Judy used to group these. Now this one's interesting. Vertical line. There's the graph. Look at this. Yellow's hitting the graph here. Yellow's hitting the graph here. Yellow's hitting the graph here. There's an infinite number of points where a vertical line could touch R. So not function. All right. Flipping back. Wait a minute. I can go ahead and add those. We already had J in our not function group. Now we're going to add the rest of Judy's. N, R, and E were Judy's groups. They're in the not function category. Okay, number 2, you are going to use a vertical line test to sort the graphs in problem 1 into 2 groups. You're going to go through all the rest of your little pieces of paper right now. Decide, okay, I picked up C, put some lines through it. What category does it belong in? Then label the graph once you figure out what category it belongs in. Set it aside. Pick up another one. Oh, I got V. Vertical lines. Ooh, is it a function or not? Label the paper and put the letter in the appropriate box. I don't think this is going to take very long. Let's aim for 3 minutes. That's probably too much. What do you think, Mr. Craig? 3 minutes. Label, vertical line test, label them, put the letters in the different boxes, please. Ready, go. All we're going to do after the group everything, you can continue to group and label as function or not, is kind of share a little together and then start working on the homework packet. Work your way through the homework packet as things make sense. You should be able to understand everything now. You may have to chat with me about order of operations when you get here. Bye.